Hi, it's Nicole from mychristmas.com.au, and today I wanted to share our top 5 favourite ways to use ribbon to decorate your tree. First of all, the types of ribbon we generally use. We use 10cm wide ribbons, we use 6.4cm wide ribbons, and we use the 3.8cm wide ribbons. These are our 3 favourite sizes that we use regularly in the tree. All ribbons that we use in our tree are wired edge so that the ribbon will hold its body in the tree. All right, so let's show you our favourites. The first option for your tree is the big bow. So in this case, I've used 3 different ribbons and used 3 loops of each, so made quite a full bow, and we would use this on the tree as a repeat, kind of as a diamond pattern to create the structure of the tree. So making a bow that when you fluff it all out becomes sort of almost like a circle rather than looking just like a traditional bow shape. It becomes a bit more circular, is a great way to add colour and interest to your tree. The second way we love to use ribbon in a tree is by simply cutting our ribbon, and we pinch the ends and tie some wire around, and then use this ribbon in the tree and just sort of spread it out around the tree. The advantage of having it as cut pieces rather than as full longer pieces is you can spread it out further around your tree. So if you're trying to minimize, let's say this particular ribbon is quite expensive, it's only 4.5 meters on a roll. So if you want this to go a long way, then you will find it was spread more evenly around the tree if you cut it down to size. This is the 10cm wide ribbon, but we also do this regularly with our 6.4 size, and I like to work with sort of 40 or 50. This is a 50cm length, and quite often what I'll do is I'll do the 40cm sort of in the top third and the 50cm in the bottom third, just as the tree gets bigger, so I've got slightly bigger loops. When I tie it into the tree, you always want to tie it into the tree so you get that sort of body coming out a little bit, which you'll see in some of the photos here. So you have the ribbon that's coming in and out of the tree. So it's fed right in, oops, let's not put the penguin upside down, fed into the tree here and then come out and then fed back in, so you get that lovely shaping to the tree. Our third favourite way of using ribbon in a tree is to create a tree topper. In this case, I'm using the 38mm wide, 3.8cm wide ribbon, and I've used lots of loops at the top with the tails to create a full, fun, whimsical tree topper. We've created a video all on this showing you exactly how I make this piece, so you can check that out if you want to see it in more details. As well as the cut pieces of ribbon fed through your tree and just spread sort of evenly around, particularly when, as I said, you're trying to minimize the amount of ribbon. The other way we love to use ribbon is to actually keep it in the longer piece. So if you're wanting to use more ribbon, or particularly sort of winding it down through the tree, then this is a great option to just keep it as a long piece. You can either keep working it off the reel, or sometimes you can just cut a piece that's sort of, 1.5 meters to 2 meters long, even a little bit longer, and work that piece in and then work another piece. You can see with my hands, I tend to have my ribbon kind of crossing the tree that way. So I do work it around sort of diagonally, so that it's not always sitting on the same angle. And again, when you're working something like the ribbon into the tree, the best way to do it is to pinch the ribbon, and you can just tie it into the tree. Sometimes when you've got branches, you can just use the branch to sort of hold it in position, or use a little bit of binding wire. My old favorite bind wire here. Let's cut a little piece of that off. And particularly if you're new to doing the decorating, I do find this is a lot easier to do. This is way too long. Let's cut that in half. So just pinch it, tie it, and that means you can then attach that ribbon into your tree, feed it right into the middle of your tree, and then when you find the next point you want to do, you do exactly the same thing, pinch it and put it in there. And that will give you that lovely, again, that shaping, that extra dimension with the ribbon and allow you to position it exactly where you want to. So just keep it in longer pieces and pinch it and attach it that way. And number 4, I haven't done this yet on the tree, but I've seen it on some trays that I've been admiring on Pinterest and Instagram and so forth, some clever decorators. And rather than just pinching the ribbon and feeding it through the tree, as I've been talking about, what they do, it's probably easier if I just cut a piece of ribbon first. It's going to be a bit tricky to hold this, but hopefully you get the feel for it, and you might decide to try it yourself. So you pinch it, but rather than just winding it, keeping it always facing the same way, you can actually spiral the ribbon. You want to keep your pieces not too long, and spiral the ribbon into the tree. And that's particularly some of the great ribbons that have got reverses on them, like this one here has got the stripe on the inside. So if you spiral that, you're going to see some of the stripe coming through, which gives you another extra interest to your tree. So spiraling is fantastic for any ribbons that you've got that are double-sided and have something interesting on the other side. And my 5th favourite way to use a ribbon in a tree, something we used to do in the store, is when you've got the ribbon you're going to tie it into the tree, first of all, just create a couple of kind of loops of ribbon and twist, sorry, just pinch I should say, pinch them like that, tie your wire around it. Now I would have a longer piece of ribbon if I was working this into my tree, but I just wanted to sort of show you how it would work. So you would have that as where you tie it into your tree, you have an extra couple of loops of ribbon. Which just adds again that extra little bit of oomph with the ribbon, and a really lovely way to use the ribbon.